Yeah, Bugs Bunny. Yeah, gotta love Bugs Bunny. If you don't like Bugs Bunny, fuck you. But anyway, what's up, everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Thursday evening, getting close to Thursday night video, right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there, you know how it is, in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. So, do it now, subscribe to this channel, and subscribe to my other channels as well. Show your love and support, leave a comment on the video if you like, but if you leave stupid comments, you get sent to the Shadow Realm. Satan and Ozzy will eat your goddamn soul. And then you're done. That's it, you're out of here. You don't like it? Tough shit. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you miss anything, you need to get slapped in the face, and your girlfriend will be slapped in the face too. But, well, both of you, everybody who misses my video will be slapped in the face. That's what it is. You don't like it? Tough. So, please hit that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. And that's pretty much it. So, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. And also, if you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab that tasty Pepsi, or whatever you got. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Like it? Great. You don't? Well, fuck you. Well, the fuck are you? And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday. We're getting right near the midpoint of the month. We'll be hitting that on pretty much Monday or Tuesday. We are 20 days away from the end of the year. We are 2 weeks away from Christmas and level 49. So 2 weeks from today, can't wait for that. It'll be epic, as, you know, Christmas is coming, and I get another year closer to 50. God damn it. But, you know, I'm so sexy. And you're not. Well, we have that. But yeah, so Christmas is coming, and the new year is right around the corner. And that's pretty much it for that. Alright, hope everybody had a great Thursday. Hope you have a great weekend, the second weekend of December. We're getting some snow here. We're getting some early snow here in the northeast, in my neck of the woods. Couple inches, they're saying maybe up to 7, but in different parts of New York. Hopefully not my neck of the woods, but kind of ruins my Sunday plans. But, you know, it's supposed to be overnight Saturday into Sunday morning, so even if I did want to go somewhere, I gotta be careful going somewhere, but I probably gotta stay in Sunday and just do my plans from Sunday on Saturday. So, we have that, but yeah, we're getting some early snow here in the northeast. Our first snowfall of, well, pretty much the late fall and early winter, but it's gonna get cold as balls here on Sunday, Monday, and I think part of Tuesday. Then it warms up a little bit by next weekend. And like around little 50-degree weather. Not bad. Not bad for mid-December. So, right before Christmas, we're getting a 50 degrees, and it kind of goes down the drain after that. Right before Christmas weekend. Well, yeah, the weekend before Christmas. It's going to be a little bit warm, and then it's going to get some rain. But, it's rain at least, but just be careful this weekend. Really careful this Sunday if you're going out in the morning and then coming home and all that other stuff. Throw your ice melt out, get out your shovel or your snow plow or whatever. Just be careful on Sunday. Sunday. And you just stay home and watch football all day. But we have that. Alright, so we're going to be starting winter officially in 10 days, a week from Sunday. Is officially the winter solstice. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully we won't have a bad winter, but they're forecasting at least 2 feet of snow here in the New York City area for the entire winter. So, getting a little bit on Sunday, and then we'll see what happens by Christmas, New Year's, and then in January to February, and maybe a little bit of March before the spring time comes. And don't forget, we got in spring, in March, we spring ahead. So, sun will be going down around 7 o'clock instead of like 4:30. So, temperature's going to be getting a little bit warmer. And around the corner is the summertime, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, enough spiel for about almost 6 minutes. And that's that. Alright, for you wrestling fans out there, TNA and Ring of Honor are coming up pretty soon. I'm going to be watching a replay because I got other things to do. Like watch Thursday Night Football, but nothing really to do on Thursdays. Thursday's like my bleh day. I didn't even work today because I wasn't feeling well today, and feeling a little bit better now. Last night I was a mess. I had a headache. Mushroom barley soup was almost coming up. And then I went outside to throw some garbage out. I came in, my freaking left side was all hurting me. I think my sciatica came back. Ugh. Sucks being old. Sometimes, but, But it is what it is, and that's that. But feeling a little bit better now after taking some meds and doing some light cardio and, just chilling. So tomorrow I go back to work and all that other good stuff. And I'm going to have a good weekend, and you're not. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late and out-of-date NXT review! Sorry, no long intro, fuckers, but you clipped half of it anyway. But anyway, it is time for your late and out-of-date NXT review for December the 9th, 2025. Alright, this is the part where half my douchebag lovers turn it off, but thank you for the view, asshole! And that's that. Alright, so NXT from Tuesday night. Pretty good show. The aftermath of Deadline, and now we're rolling into Saturday night's main event. We got a couple of NXT stars on the show, and pretty much building towards New Year's Evil. Indeed. Oh, no. No, not Kai and Tai, but great tag team, by the way. So we're getting to New Year's Evil, January the 6th, special edition on the CW11. So we have a new World Heavyweight Champion, and that's the big man, the Buddha, the Destroyer, the Bringer of War, Oba, who, Perry, the man from Wakanda, pretty much. Alright, so he's going to talk to us in a little bit. Kendall Gray is the surprising Iron Survivor Women's winner, and she will be facing Jacy Jayne for the NXT Women's Championship. And see what else happens with Tatum Paxley, and what happened to her. And Izzy Dame and the Cuckling and everything else. And also, you might see him, he's cooking up. What are you cooking in there? Hey, Salvio, hey, my paisan, where's my cousin, what are you doing? Oh, hey, Gus, get in here, you fucking piece of shit, get in here. My cousin, my legit cousin, Tony D'Angelo, what are you cooking there? Some pasta? Okay. He's cooking me and the missus up some pasta, and I only have to pay $2! You get it for whatever price you get it for. Haha. Drink some vino, or, well, in this case, we're drinking Pepsi. So cousin's making us some pasta, some meatballs, some good marinara sauce. Mwah! Because that's what Italians do. We make good food. But I digress. And we're also good lovers. It's true. Look it up. It is true. Italians are the best lovers. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. What do you think Rosa got me for? I digress. Alright, so we're going to hear from Javon Evans, possibly. Maybe see my cousin. after his surprise return. And a whole lot more on your 2-hour cure for insomnia, and that's NXT. And as always, we're emanating from the Capitol Wrestling Center home base in Orlando, Florida, in the parking lot, well, pretty much near Nickelodeon Studios. Yeah, that's that. Alright, and our commentary team, as always, back to normal. The man with a creepy jacket, lots of candy, Vic Joseph, and the man who smokes more fucking weed than a lot of you do. That's a fact. And that's the 2-time Hall of Famer, the Kool-Aid Man himself, the Simp Man. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Booker T, sucker. Black Snow. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. Eat, why don't you go eat Vic Joseph's Starburst candy, or Skittles, whatever he has. They're very tasty, like Doritos. They're very tasty! I want you to have some! Nick, I don't want it. Look what I got. I got this. I don't have any Doritos today. I'll buy some this weekend. Buy 2! No, I don't buy 2. I'm gonna buy 1. Unless there's a sale. Or you gonna buy some for me, Mick? No, but you have a nice day. Shut up. Yeah, tell Hook go fuck himself. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm not, but anyway. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. I already wasted. Alright, so we start the show up with a long as fuck recap of Deadline. Not a great pay-per-view, but you get what you get. Alright, then the lights go out. Sabu! No, you stay up there, Sabu. Stay there. Stay there, Terry. Not you. Not you, Bolea. I mean you, Terry Funk. You legend. You keep him away, alright? Calm him down. I'll calm him down. I just want you to know I was a hardcore legend in Japan. Japan. #1. Forever. Not ever. Okay, Terry, that's enough. Brother, shut up. Hey, whoa, calm down. Calm down up there, Bolea. Brother. Might have to get Mikey to sort everything out. Shit. What's going on? Oh, these guys are fighting again. Now, what else is new? I can't get any sleep with those fuckers babbling. I'm sorry, Mike. Now I gotta wake up Jerome, too. Ah, don't wake up Jerome. Leave Jerome alone. Just leave him alone, alright, Mike? Alright. Alright. Say goodbye, Mike. Bye, Mike! Bye! Okay. Clip that. Go ahead. Here's service medication. Yeah. Not from this. Just satire and comedy and epic impressions that you wish you could do. We move on. Alright. So the lights go out and the Wuda, the Destroyer, the Bringer of War, Oba, Hu, Femi, he comes out, the NXT champion for a second time. Fans love him. I mean, how can you not like Oba? But anyway, talks about how the title is power. Talks about Ricky Starks. Took the title off him at No Mercy. Knocked the Wuda off his throne. But now, things are back the way they should be. And he's like, when you look at me, you will see power, the Wuda, the Destroyer, and everything else, And then, on cue, Ricky Starks comes out. I'm like, okay, here we go. Here comes our rematch at New Year's Eve, possibly, or something. So, Ricky says, I admit that you were the better man at Deadline, but I'm not going to bow down to you. And he's like, now I'm betting on myself, and I'm going to undo all the mistakes. And says, we are 1-1, and I think we should finish this trilogy, and I want one more match. and I want my rematch to get back my title. But then, your boy is bouncy. Javon Evans comes out and says, wait a minute, guys, you forgot I won Iron Survivor? So I get my title shot first? He's like, I'm locked in, so how about, instead of doing it at New Year's Evil, how about we do it right here, right now? I was like, what? So Ricky tries to talk him out of it, but Javon's like, nope, I want it now. Okay, Veruca Salt, right? I want it now. I want the golden goose. But what happened? You got the golden goose, but you got down the drain you went. Make sure the furnace is, when it's garbage day? Anyway. Alright, so Javon still wants to have it right here, right now. So, Oba's like, you know what, Javon? I beat you twice. I'll beat you again, so game on! Well, he didn't say that. He said, game on! So basically, yeah. So we're going to get Javon versus Oba early for the NXT title in our main event. And we'll see what happens with that. So, we'll see if Oba can beat Javon and go on to face Cody on Saturday night's main event. Or we could see Javon Evans versus Cody. Well, what happens with Ricky? Well, we'll talk about that later. Actually, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let me move on with that. Alright, so I gave that first segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we're off for running on NXT. Alright, then we get a recap of Mrs. Kaylani Jordan's, fall to the dark side. Straight me down, Skywalker, and your ascent to the dark side will be complete. Most impressive. I do a good Emperor from Star Wars and Darth Vader / Palpatine. Impressive, Skywalker. Most impressive, Skywalker. Impressive. Okay. Alright, so we see that. And then we go to Tatum Paxley, who's, not doing so good these days. She's all ready to take care of the cookling until it's just her and Izzy game. Round 2. Electric Boogaloo. And we get that. Alright, so both of the, that I gave, actually pretty much both of them I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to our first official match of the evening. Kaylani Jordan taking on Big Mama Pump, Jordan Grace, after what happened pretty much at Deadline, even at the Summit. So this was a pretty good match. It's also with Jordan's beating the crap out of her. Goes for a Vader bomb, but a little bit too early for that. Kaylani then kicks the knee out, starts dropping some big-time elbows, brother. Pretty much onto the bad knee, make things worse. They get back up, they fight to the apron, where Jordan blocks what looks like a Spanish fly. But Kaylani goes back to the knee, we go to break, come back. Jordan suplexes her down, gets dropped with a chop block. Ow. They go back inside the ring. Kaylani goes after the leg again, being smart. When you sense an injury, you go right after that. That's textbook wrestling 101. Anyway. She goes after the leg, only to get caught in a rolling chaos theory. Nice. Kaylani rolls outside, grabs a chair. Then they fight over a tombstone power driver. But, that didn't work. Kaylani is sent into the ring steps. Ow. And then Jordan Grace with a Vader bomb. Then she grabs the chair, but then the stupid referee's like, give me the chair! Takes it away, which allowed Jordan to kick her through the barricade. Ow! I mean, she kicked her and Jordan went, Bleh! She did that, Bleh! Like you see in, your favorite video games. Bleh! And then they die or something like that. Or fall out. Anyway, So it goes to the barricade. They go back in. Kaylani goes up. I thought she was going to hit one of a kind. No, she didn't hit that. She hits a 450 on Jordan. Goes to the pin. 1, 2, 3. Kaylani Jordan gets the win in under 11.5 minutes. Good stuff. 3 out of 5 stars for that. And once again, Jordan Grace not looking so good. And then after, well, so we get that. Then after the break, Kaylani complains to Quinn McKay, or Kelly Kincaid, complains to the women's locker room. She's in the, take that back. Jordan is in the women's locker room after a match. She's got an ice pack on her shoulder. She starts complaining and complaining and bitching and complaining and bitching and complaining. Like, shut up. And then Thea Hale, the voice of reason, gives her a good old pep talk. Which, didn't go so well. We see Lola Vice. We saw a lot of people. We saw, Kaylee Armstrong, the former Evolve champion. Saw a few people from Evolve, I think Carly Bright. I forget who else, but... Oh, we did see, formerly, Danny Selesky, now known as, Skylar Ray, what's her name? Something like that? I call her Danny Sikulski, but, you know. Who follows me on Twitter. What's up, Danny? LFG Season 2 winner. Next to Shiloh. We'll talk about Shiloh in a minute. Well, we get all that. Alright, so, let's see what happens with Jordan Grace. And that's pretty much it. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then it's time for the, Blake Monroe. Oh my. She comes out for an open challenge, and the entire women's locker room of NXT and Evolve, they all come out, but Thea Hale sneaks in from behind, locks in the Kimura lock, and Blake just, taps out immediately, and then is granted a match by Ava Raine, even though the match never started, so it doesn't count. But she did make Blake tap, and then later on, Blake was like, I want Thea Hale! So Ava makes the match for, I guess, next week. And we get that. And by the way, next week is a double taping. So we got live next week. The 23rd is a taped show, and the 30th, I believe, is back live. I could be wrong. I think they were doing it. The 23rd is they're gonna be off for Christmas, and then they're coming back for New Year's. I might be wrong on the 30th, but because they have to have a live show before the New Year's Evil. And the first Netflix show of the year, the 1-year anniversary show, gonna have some big, huge surprises from what I read on Ringside News. So, and maybe this weekend, The Rock might be at Cena's final match. To do what? Don't know. And Cena will start the show, which I don't like, but if Cena wants to go out first, go ahead. I just hope he has a match, and then the other 3 matches go quick, and then hopefully Cena will be able to come out, thank the fans in the ring, get a big old thank you Cena chant, and then maybe The Rock comes out, which may lead to something at WrestleMania 42. Rock comes out like, you're going in the Hall of Fame. Maybe. We already have Stephanie in there. We'll see. We will see what happens with that on Saturday. And, I gotta commend WWE for putting up that video today of all the superstars, like Roman, like Brock, Drew McIntyre, Asuka, Kyrie, almost everybody on the roster, thanking Cena, doing you can see me, I'm never shuffle, all that stuff. We're 2 days away from Cena going bye-bye. It's gonna be, the tears are gonna come down our faces, and, it feels like when Bray Wyatt died. You remember what happened, on SmackDown? With the chair and everything, at the Bray Wyatt Terry Funk tribute show. A couple years, I think it was 2-3 years ago. And then they had one on Raw, and then one on NXT. Tears coming down our face. It was just, ugh. and even on Ring of Honor they were showing the J not well yeah I think it was on the AEW Ring of Honor YouTube pages. They were showing Jay Briscoe's final promo when him and Mark were going after FTR in that dog collar match at Final Battle 2022. He won it, held the belt, and then like right after the New Year he passed away. It was a shock. I remember it, vividly. Like I'm watching AEW, having fun with Issa in the chat and everything. Next thing you know, I go on Twitter. I'm like fooling around, and then I look on Twitter and say Jay Briscoe just passed away. I'm like, what? I'm like, no. And then I was gonna put it in the chat. I'm like, and then somebody beat me to it because I'm slow. And then he's like, oh, Jay Briscoe passed away, and I was like, Jay Briscoe passed away, and we had to all look it up, but it was true. And pretty much we stopped watching. I didn't want to. I turned off the TV, did my video, rest in peace video for Jay Briscoe, and then started crying after that, and then I was like, I'm gonna watch AEW tomorrow. I couldn't even go back to watching it. So, yeah, so it was 3 years ago today, that promo that Jay cut. He goes, it's gonna be crazy as shit. Gonna go buck wild on that bitch. What? Buck wild. That promo. 3 years ago, that epic match, FTR Briscoe's 3 in the tree for the I think it was the AEW the Ring of Honor tag team titles, and the Briscoes won for the 13th and final time. And then after after Jay passed away, they had the Jay Briscoe Memorial Ladder match, which I forgot who won that. There was Pentagon and Ray Phoenix won that before they went to WWE. And then Mark eventually won the world title. But it was still out of spite for Jay. Man, if Jay didn't die 3 years ago, 2 years ago, what would have happened? I think the Briscoes could have been 14, possibly 15-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, or possibly AEW Tag Team Champions. Because they won the TNA Tag Team Champions, they won the New Japan Tag Team titles. I think Mark and Jay could have been champions on their own. Jay especially could have won the AEW World title, or possibly the TNT title. Mark maybe winning the TNT title. Jay winning the Ring of Honor title. Mark winning the TV title from Ring of Honor. Who knew? It's just, you never know when God calls our number, and if, even if we're not ready, just horrific how it happened, though. Car crash and everything. He died, and then the kids, one was almost paralyzed and everything. Thankfully, the kids were okay, but they lost their father. Mark lost his brother. Jay's now widow lost father and husband to the kids and everything. Papa Briscoe lost his son. So, it's a hard time for the Briscoes, man. I miss Jay. I think about him not all the time, when I watch a Mark Briscoe match, we gotta pay respect to Jay Briscoe. Reach for the sky, boy. That's all you gotta do. So, 3 years ago today, Jay Briscoe, you great man. And that's that. Alright, anyway, let's get back to NXT. Alright, so, so Thea Hale and Blake Monroe will fight over the Women's North American title. There we got that. Alright, so that little segment I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then before Shiloh Hill's actual debut match, he gives a scientific explanation for being nervous for his first match. He does, however, remember to put in his teeth. Because he has like a mouth guard. He puts it in his mouth, stuff like that. Okay, we'll go with that. We move on with that. We move on. Alright, then we get to Shiloh Hill's first official match in NXT. Takes on Lexis King. Basically a 3-minute suckfest. Did I say 3-minute suckfest? Pretty much. I love Shiloh's entrance. It felt like the apocalypse coming down and shit like that. Or Armageddon, whatever. And Lexus did a few things, not much. And then Shiloh takes out his fake tooth because he got mad. Hits a shoulder block, followed by a belly to back neck breaker. Interesting. And he gets the win with that. I thought he was gonna do something like with the an Undertaker type move. But okay. So we get a little dose, a little bit of Shiloh. I think we're gonna see more of him over the next couple weeks. And we'll see what happens with him. But Shiloh gets his first NXT win. And I liked it. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's that. Alright, then we hear from Oba! Who? Femi, he's all ready for Javon Evans later in the program. And he's also ready for Cody! MD Cody, you bitch. That's that. Alright, after that, we get still our Canadian national champion, the fake Canadian that he is, all ego, Ethan Page. Do the pose, guys. Alright, he comes out, talks about how he's winning over and over because he made sure to learn as much as he could. Now we're going to watch John Cena walk away on Saturday. Someone's going to have to take his place. Talks about winning the NXT title in record time. And now he's making the North American title that much important. Now it's the Canadian national title. He's the biggest superstar around. Then the lights go out. We see that little bridge thing. And my cousin, he's back. Tony D'Angelo, who beats up people and he whacks them for $2. No, he just comes out and whacks people. That's what he does. Tony D'Angelo appears behind Ethan Page. Lays him out with Forget About It. The Spine Buster. And then he takes out those black things. Which I think are, the remnants of his hat. He must have a lot of black hats. I don't know. What about that? What's going on with those hats there, cuz? I have a hat somewhere. Not that type of hat that Tony D wears. I have a fedora because, you know. I got that in Atlantic City. You know how much I paid for it? $5. You thought it was like more than that? No. Nope. It wasn't on sale either. I got it just for $5. I don't wear it anymore, so I can't find it. It's in my house somewhere. One day I'll wear it with a nice suit and look properly Italian. You know what I mean? Alright, so we get that. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to Ava Rain's office. She has Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne, the X Division champion Leon Slater. And yes, we say his name. He appears that below average bitch, Joe Hendry, and also Dion Lennox of Deuces and Jokers. They all tied at deadline. So Ava makes a fatal 4-way match for the number 1 contendership to the NXT title at New Year's Evil, since Javon cashed in early. So the winner will face Oba or Javon at New Year's Evil. And then Ethan Page storms in. It's like, son of a, you saw what happened. Blah, blah, blah. He storms in, complaining and bitching about everything. And then Miles Bourne's like, hey, Ethan, look behind you. What the fuck's that? He's like, oh, Miles, did you watch Back to the Future? Hey, Biff, what's that? So, Goldblum McFly, I don't want you seeing in here again. I'm George McFly. I'm your density, your destiny. Hey, McFly! McFly! Oh, Mr. Konnichiwa! Read my box! I'm fired! Great Scott! Okay, moving on. Alright, so, looks like Miles, they'll call him Ozzy Osbourne, might do something with Ethan Page. I think he's going to win that Fatal 4-Way. I think we're going to get Miles versus possibly Oba 2, or we get Javon versus Miles 1. We'll see what happens later on. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get to more ladies action. And this match ended in Say a Wish, well, Make a Wish, 3-3-3. Did I say 3-3-3? Yeah. We got my girl, Maddie Winkowski, with Kendall Gray, the Evolve Women's Champion at ringside. She takes on the resident surfer girl, Sol Ruka. And they went back and forth, and then during the match, Delta was in the crowd, just looking on. Kind of little distraction. Not that it did anything, as, getting to the end, a butterfly suplex by Maddie drops Sol Ruka, who knocks Maddie into the corner, and then steals her soul! Pretty much. He soul snatched her. 1, 2, 3. She gets the win in 3-3-3. And then that's it. Match I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Delta, just continues to glare at her. And Soul's like, what are you doing here? And then Delta goes to leave. Soul goes after her. And then later on, they meet in the parking lot. That ever so popular parking lot. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Alright, after the break, we get Maddie Winkowski and Kendall Gray. They're still in the ring. And then Fatal Influence comes out. We have the NXT Women's Champion, Jacy Jayne, Lainey Reed, and the Speed Champion for the women. And that's Fallon. Don't call her the Dawn Henley. They come out. Jacy says, Kendall, you done well. You done well, Skywalker. Okay. You've done well, but this is as good as it's going to get. Your stock is doing well, but the reality is, reality is going to slap you right in the face of New Year's Evil. Then the people will move on to the next flavor of the month. Yeah, you won the Evolve Women's Championship, but the NXT title is on a whole nother level. And Jacy brags about herself some more. Kendall says, I'm the one with the momentum right now. Nobody expected me to win, just like nobody expected you to win the title in the first place. Yeah, from Stephanie Verker. And the best part of being the underdog is seeing people's faces when the underdog bites back. And then Maddie suggests that she's going to go after Fallon Henley's Speed title, and then they have a big old 3-on-2 brawl with Fatal Influence winning. I'm like, shouldn't there be somebody to come out and save them as a 3-on-2 brawl? I guess not. Alright, so we'll see what happens with the ladies. And that's that. Alright, then we got a video for Hank and Spank. I gave him a new name. I forgot what it, like. Oh, yeah. Hank and Tank, or Hank and Spank. But now their new names are Wank and Crank. They got a Pro Wrestling Noah. They won the GHC Tag Team titles. And then they lost them 2 weeks later. That's better than nothing. But they're back. And they're in Japanese robes. They're talking in Japanese a little bit. And then OTM, Bronco Nima, and Lucius Price, they come in. We got a match next week. Okay. And we move on with that. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. And then Blake Monroe screams and yells at Ava Raine about Thea Hale attacking her. And Ava gives Thea Hale a title match next week. Doesn't really sit well with Blake Monroe. Alright, so next week is pretty stacked. And not Stacks Mahomes, but stacked. We got that. Alright, then we go to the parking lot where Sol Ruka and Delta, they iron their differences out and they're friends again. They make peace because friends fight. This is getting ridiculous. When When are they gonna turn? When are they gonna turn Delta? I'm getting tired of this. It's been 6 months at least. I still think they're gonna turn her at New Year's Eve, and then they're gonna fight at Vengeance, and then we'll see what happens at Stunned! Do the pose and deliver. You can't just say stand and deliver. It just doesn't sound right. It doesn't roll off the tongue like savage animal. If you never saw Supergroup on VH1, you don't get that reference, so. The Supergroup with Ted Nugent, Uncle Ted. My Uncle Ted, not your Uncle Ted, my Uncle Ted. Who else is that Supergroup? It was Ted Nugent, Sebastian Bach, I think it was John Bonham's son who later joined Chickenfoot. Now he's gone again. And I forget the other two. But they were trying to get a name for the group, and Sebastian Bach's like, savage animal! Just rolls off the tongue! Kinda does, man. Dying Fetus, you know? There was a band called Dying Fetus. It's funny. It's a metal band, kicks ass. Well, we move on with that. Alright, so Sol Ruka and Delta, they're friends again. Don't care. We move on. Alright, then we can look at Stacks Mahomes becoming the TNA Intercontinental Champion at Final Resolution. After beating Steve Macklin, thanks to Lexus King. See what happens with that. We got NXT TNA, well, not War Games, in a cage next week. Not this week, next week. And Santino is on Team TNA. It was supposed to be Cardona, but he got injured. Oops, there's a spoiler for tonight. Sorry. Look at that. Alright, then we go to the main event. Javon Evans versus Oba for the title. This was epic. I'm not going to go with everything. Oba drops Javon face first on the apron. Again, because he did it before, he did it again. Go to break, come back. Javon goes a Hurricanrana out to the floor, followed by another one on the floor. And then Oba with a bounce! Period. Onto the announcer's table. And then Booker took a nice bump, getting away. He's like, oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, man. But Javon beat the count at 999999999999999 Batman 5. And then Oba drops him face first on the... wait, take it back. Javon beats the count. And then he actually gets up with a frog splash to the back. Then another one to the chest for a near fall. Not Eddie got hit, like, because only Eddie can hit it great, right, Eddie? Oh, nobody can hit it better than me, Beto! Okay, calm down. Oh, but it gets sent outside for another big flippy dippity doo, which almost made freaking Big Joseph had to jump out of the way. Then a German suplex on the inside of the ring for a near fall. Big elbow to face gives Oba a near fall. Goes for fall from grace, gets handled into a Giddy Kassa! Bang! Then another Giddy Kassa from the top! Bang! And looked like Javon was about to win the title. 1, 2, and then the referee gets pulled out by Ricky Starks? Oh! Gotta do the Scooby-Doo. Oh! Shaggy! You know? So Javon takes him out on the outside with a big flippy dippity-doo, because he's mad. Goes in the ring, gets elbowed in the face a few times by Oba. Then he picks him up, his fall from grace, and then the referee came back in. 1, 2, 3, your winner, and still NXT World Champion, thanks to Ricky Starks, Mr. Oba, Femi. And under 14 minutes to end the show. Match was great, 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that pretty much is it, as NXT fades to black. And that's it. But we got a pretty good card next week with Thea Hale and Blake Monroe. We got Hank and Spank taking on OTM. And we got a whole lot more next week on NXT. As we're rolling through the end of the year, we got pretty much, I think, we got a live show next week, taped on the 23rd. I think they're live again on the 30th, or taped. I mean, we'll have to see what happens with that. But definitely back live for New Year's Eve, January the 6th. So, we got 3 shows left of the year for pretty much all of the brands. And we'll see how everything goes as we get into 2026. And, if I had to pick promotion of the year right now, you thought I was going to go New Japan, right? No, New Japan's had a great year, no doubt about it, but I'd have to give the edge to WWE. I think they were promotion of the year. They had some good pay-per-views. TNA, I think TNA is a close third. I give AEW close second with All Out, which is a great pay-per-view. And some great matches galore this year. Even last night, Kyle Fletcher and Speedball Mike Bailey, that war they went, woo! And then you had Jungle Jack Perry biting Okada's dick. He bit him in the dick! You know, that was crazy. And he still lost. Bit him in the dick, it's still lost. It was sausage, it's real sausage! Cry me a river! Okay, Jack. It was a hot dog! Right. Anyway, that was funny. We'll talk about AEW a little bit later tonight. And that's pretty much it. But that's it. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna go do some other things right now, have my sensible dinner. Then we'll get back to AEW right here on the channel. And then tomorrow we'll talk about Monday Night Raw. And then get you into Saturday's main event predictions. And then SmackDown, the final SmackDown before Saturday's main event. Will be one day, will be pretty much 24 hours away from John Cena's final match. So we got 2 days left. Go out tomorrow, buy a whole bunch of tissues, because we're all going to be crying on Saturday night on, I don't know if it's on NBC or it's on Peacock. I think it's on Peacock. Peacock! You know. Let me look that up. What channel is Saturday's main event on this weekend? Look up Siri. It's on Peacock at 8 p.m. So if you're not Peacock, you're fucked. And WWE socials and a post show on Peacock as well. It also will be on YouTube International. So fire up your VPNs on Saturday night if you don't have Peacock. So, which I do. I don't have Peacock in general, but you know, I don't have that. So I'm gonna watch it on a VPN. So, but I think everybody and their mom are gonna watch Saturday's main event. Cena's final match. He's going on first, and then we got a couple more matches. We got Bayley and Sol Ruka. We got AJ and Dragon Lee defending the tag team titles against Bouncy Javon Evans and Leon Slater. That should be a great match. And then we got Cody. We got Cody and Oba. That'll probably be main eventing, which it shouldn't. But just because it's Cody, he gets everything before Cena, fucker. So we'll see what happens with that. And then maybe we're going to have some surprises. We're going to have The Rock there. Stephanie's co-hosting the show. Hi, Steph! You know. I heard Jesse Bonaventura's coming back. I thought he got banned. I guess not. So, we're going to have a lot of fun on Saturday night's main event. And we'll see what happens with Walter and Cena. I would like to have Cena win, but, you know, the dirt sheets are saying that Walter's going to retire John Cena. Then he's going to retire Brock at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. Because that's what the rumors are saying. In August, Brock goes bye-bye. So, damn, we're going to have a lot of retirements. Shit. Cena's retiring. AJ's retiring, I think, after Mania. Now, Brock, Beastie's going to be gone by SummerSlam, by the beginning of end of August. Damn, there's not going to be anybody left. Not many big stars besides Braun Breaker. Seth Rollins is still going to be there. Roman, of course, is going to be there. Braun Breaker, I think he's going to be the breakout star of 2026. Where he is now, but I think 2026 is going to be a breakout year. He's going to win the world title from Punk, or they're saying Roman, but not yet, but, you know. We'll see what happens with that. I think he's going to have a nice long reign with the title. Cody, go be bye-bye. Cody's going to lose his belt to Roman. Roman's going to have the belt for a couple months, and then we'll see what happens with that. If he gets the belt back after that, before the end of the year, maybe, or, maybe that'll be his final reign. But nothing is short to Roman. In Roman terms, short means like 3 years. But it is what it is. Alright, I gotta get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, once again, NXT, I gave 7 out of 10 stars. I thought it was a pretty good show. But let me know what you guys think of the show. And like Trick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's it. Alright, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace!